And that sheep that ain't had that mark won't eat, won't do shit. So we about to get into Revelations, the book of Revelations, what the Bible was talking about when they was talking about the mark of the beast. But understand and understand, the Bible is just an astrology book. That's it. That's all. And of course, there's certain witchcraft and there's certain rituals and spells that you can utilize in the Bible to basically control the masses of what you're seeing now today. Understand and understand. Teamwork make the dream work. So these are circumstances and situations that happened in the past. And of course, history, his story, a person's story, repeats itself. So these circumstances and situations and these events repeat themselves because what's going on? Certain spirits are trapped, and these spirits carried a whole lot of weight, a whole lot of baggage. And of course, a lot of spirits carry a whole lot of weights and baggages, especially if they're not exercising right. They over and indulging in too many desires and pleasures. So of course, they're labeled as demons, puppets. And of course, they're labeled as beasts. What is a beast? So a beast is a lower animalistic nature being that's out in the public, searching, looking around for everything that they can basically consume. And of course, is that beast creating any more land, or is it just eating up all the fish, eating up all the chicken, eating up all the beef, eating up all the food, having sex, fucking like it ain't no tomorrow? Now you take that into perspective, you thought what humans are doing. So humans are doing this shit. So of course, who's controlling the resources and who's basically trying to get things back into how they see the world? The government. So of course the government, well, we ain't just talking about one government, it's many governments. It's governments you see with your two eyes. It's governments you don't see with your two eyes. It's governments that you will not be able to see with these two eyes. It's governments all over the perspective. And of course, having a government means you're governed by something. And of course, anything with the word mental in it means mentalities, your mind. And of course, your mind creates your reality. So of course, if you're not creating your reality and you are allowing something or someone outside of you to basically control your mind and govern your mental, which is government, governing your mentalities, then you put yourself in a position of being a mark of the beast, being a beast, which means that you're not your own boss, you're not your own authority, you're not your own creator. You just look at yourself considered as a creation. So of course, you just look like you consider yourself as a creation. So you figure that you're basically a kid, and of course, you're supposed to basically get your cake and eat it too. But no, you're supposed to make your cake, eat it, share it, and create more. But what happened is they want you to basically play the role of the sheep. Come to them, get their cake, get their ingredients, and of course, put these ingredients inside your vessel. So these vessels, these ingredients and these cakes that you're eating is basically controlling you. You're not controlling it. You're not the source of it. So of course, you just get used. And of course, get used or abused. Now, when we're talking about the mark of the beast, this is predicated towards Revelations. So you already see what's going on right now as far as this whole quote unquote, we can't really say too much because of course they deleting shit. Bitch ass niggas. And when I find you, I'm gonna kill you. Whoever you is. Whatever spirit that's responsible for the deleting all these videos that's trying to basically stop the truth. When I see you, you're dead. But we're not gonna really pretty much talk too much about what's going on right now. If you are woke internally and externally, cool. But if you're just woke externally and not seeing what's going on behind the scenes, it's gonna be a scenario where they use people like this to pretty much clear out their agendas and of course give them your power. Because of course you're worrying too much about what the government doing, but what are you doing? Are you governing yourself? Are you creating your own sustainment? Are you creating your own fulfillments? Are you creating your own cage to go in and go out? Are you creating your own efficient space? Are you creating your own, what's the word? The word is right there too, it's crazy. Are you creating your own tents? Are you creating your own tenants? And then it's crazy because the word is right there. Are you sheltering? Are you creating your own shelter? So you gotta create your own shelter. Gotta create your own shelter. Gotta learn how to create your own shit. In this world you live in, you can't allow shit to just be created for you and you just basically play with it. That's like you coming into somebody's world, somebody's house, and then you ain't really bringing much to the table. This is how it played out with the Indians and shit, with the Native Americans. Like, they had their own perspective. And then when that group of, when those group of people came into their perspectives, see, the Indians was basically well developed. They was disciplined. You could look at the people that came to harness their areas, you could look at those people as the mark of the beast. Credentials. These are the people that came here, invaded, ate up all the food, killed all the people and shit. And all they did was just use certain tribes for like the resources and how to basically, it's like pretty much slavery. And slavery was a choice. Understand, understand. You're not gonna allow somebody to just come into your space and relocate you or tell you what you have to do. You're gonna put up a fight. You're gonna guard yourself. See, slavery wasn't just hand out like, oh, here, sign these papers. Certain people agreed to slavery, certain people agreed to these terms and conditions. And what happens is these things that you believe in and agree with came into this mechanism. And of course, it created a government, a system. And of course, this system as we know it right now is being destroyed. So that's why they're trying to create scenarios where they can try to get their power back and try to control y'all in general. So this is why you're experiencing and seeing all this craziness and wickedness that's going on in the world right now. But of course, everything is being brought to the light. So you're not going to really pretty much find too much truth of what's going on outside of you. You're just going to see what's happening that's keep happening on a day-to-day basis. See, we're in a new time now. And of course, we're shifting into a new age, a new space, a new vortex. So that means this world that we're in is rotating in a new perspectives. AKA, you can't stay in one position for too long. After a while, shit start to transform and change. Feel me? So just like how you have a house, later on down the line, the house is gonna need rebuilding. The house is gonna need regenerating. The house is gonna need new concepts to basically be created. But let's get into this mark of the beast shit. Understand. When we talking about the mark of the beast, this is revelations. So everything that's being revealed into your eyes is how things is being played out. Entities, demons, or whatever the case may be with desires and perspectives. This is a circumstance situation where this is a new time frame, but these are the same virtues that they use on people, which is the witchcraft, to get you up under their system, up under the population perspectives. So this is not a mechanism or a situation where this is something new. Like, no, this is the same techniques, but of course it's on a different scale. And of course, this is how they blindside you by utilizing their narratives and utilizing their ways of trying to bring down the population. Because if you ever put yourself in scenarios where you're just consuming everything, like, look at it like this. You got somebody you live with, they're just horrible, nasty. Feel me? Every time you make things look clean and look great, you come back, you have a hole full of shit, whole mess, all that. This is a circumstance situation where you start to get tired and frustrated at that shit. And of course, there's no change. So of course, you start to put yourself in perspective, especially with that movie Full Metal Jacket, when the motherfucker was just basically fucking up, messing up, and of course, they got pissed off, they got mad, and of course, they jumped his ass, hit him with a whole bunch of soaps, put that shit around his mouth and choked him. So he took matters into his own hand by killing himself. And of course, this is a circumstance situation where he was in the army. He joined the army, and of course, he was vibrating low. And they treat you like shit in there. So you carry that energy with it inside of you. You go to sleep with that shit on your heart. You create a whole bunch of demons that experience that to go inside you. They experience a catastrophic event. And that's how shit get killed. But look at it like this. When we're talking about the book of Revelations, and we're talking about the mark of the beast, the one represents selfish. So the person, place, the thing that created this genre, they was in the selfish energies. AKA they had a vision on how they want to see how they can utilize these people that's over consuming the population. We're going to come up with a variable where we can basically get these people up out of here. And of course, this is like dealing with the opposite perspectives, because you're also going to have the 7 here, which represents how we relate, wisdom and knowledge. And of course, this is going to create the magnitude and the scale of how we basically go from point A to point B when we're talking about relating to society. So this is going to be a circumstance situation where you add that 7, you add that 1, you get 8. Now 8 represents power. 8 represents control. 8 represents transformation. 8 represents depopulation. 8 represents birth, regeneration. Also, it can represent reincarnation, because you could be redoing something into a pattern. And of course, this could put you in circumstances, situations where this energy and this vibration that you're up under, these are times, periods where other spirits experience it. Some spirits is here to basically ride that wave. Some spirits was rebellious. Some spirits stepped up. Some spirits fell back. But now you put yourself in a circumstance, situation of experiencing the Mark of the Beast page, the age, where things are switching up right now. Everybody is going through experiences. Everybody is seeing how things is playing out right now. This is how it's being presented to you. So it's not the fact of the matter that the Bible was written, and of course all these things is coming into existence. This shit already happened. Feel me? It's like a dream. But of course, if you want to keep coming back in and keep experiencing this shit, you're going to get frustrated. You're going to get mad. You're going to get pissed off. So this is the time to basically get with yourself, know who you are, and know your purpose. Because your purpose is not to basically get lost into society mechanisms. Your purpose is to basically stand on that motherfucking business and handle things and make sure your shit is straight. Because if you lose yourself into what this world is basically inherited for you or put out here for you to basically get lost into, then you put yourself in lower energies. And you don't want to be vibrating in these lower ass energies. Because if you're vibrating these lower ass energies, then you're going to basically be a mark of the beast. And you're going to get killed by the goddamn government on how they police this. But that's it. Oh shit. That's it for right now though. We're going to get more into this Bible perspectives and see how this shit is being played out. But once you know that, once you're already into astrology and numerology, and you see how the gematria is being played on people's mentalities and psyches, and then utilize the witchcraft on motherfuckers' heads on a day-to-day basis, they put it in your TV, they put it on the news, they put everything out here. So it's really nothing to be out here that didn't. Everything is coming to light, this motherfucker. Of course, this is the whole point of getting to know what's going on in general, so you won't get caught up into these scenarios that they put out here in front of you to get caught up into.